live. This, of course, is Justice's Waiting Room. Back for the first time in a long time. We had to eat a 1 week suspension. Hi, everybody. So, of course, this is Justice's Waiting Room. If you didn't know, this is a daily live podcast. Okay. We are co-streaming live on YouTube and live on TikTok. Here's my name and where you can find me. Okay. I am likely alien on Blue Sky. Hey May, hey Lori on YouTube. What up, dude? That's T.O. Chili mod up. Confirm. And if you get down like that, if you got an itchy trigger finger and a taste to be a mod for me, and you're kind of picking up what I'm putting down, just keep showing up. What's up, Joel? 16 people here on TikTok already. Doesn't say anybody's in the live in the YouTube on our YouTube. We've been going for a week actually. Going for about a week on YouTube. So I know a lot of people are like, "Hey, it's been a while since I seen you broadcasting live on TikTok." Yeah, and we're back. So I wanted to make sure that there's a link in the chat to my YouTube channel. Okay, you never know. Well, hopefully we know. Okay, hopefully we know. 52 people in here. Okay. A lot of people have asked if I'd put up a Patreon, and we launched a Patreon, and here's how you know it's me. Okay. Here's how you know it's me. Okay. I did not put much effort into that because if anybody else does it, they're going to try to nickel and dime you to death, right? Okay? The way I see it, I'm live at least 2 times a day. At least 2 times a day right now for free. 90-minute intervals discussing the news. Okay? The way I figure, for no dollars, I'll keep doing the TikToks. I'll keep doing TikTok Live, YouTube Live. Once money's involved, the workload's got to change, right? You got to feel like you got to do more. One of the things that I can already tell you, because of the nature of TikTok, I'm looking at you, TikTok. I can see there being a need for a more, excuse me, an adult show. If you catch my drift, I can see the desire for that. So I didn't put any goals in there. I figure if you're gonna be in here every day with me, $20 a month is less than the newspaper. $50 a month is still less than the newspaper. It's $1 a day for me, Indianapolis Star, plus a Sunday edition. And then $100 a month, hey, you can cut your cable bill. Good to go. So, of course, you can see when you look at my Patreon and you see how I'm not making promises I can't keep. I'm not promising you a bunch of additional content, but I'm getting it out of the fucking way and saying, see, This is how you ought to be about it. Okay? If you really want it that bad, there you go. I ain't promising you shit. Why? Because if I start promising you stuff and doing what you tell me for money, now it's a fucking job. Savvy? But understand, with more support comes more possibility, more ideas come to fruition. You want to talk about what I would do with an amount of money? Probably establish the American Socialist Party. Once you get past, think about this. Right now, I'm solvent. Okay, would it be nice to make money doing what I'm doing? Absolutely. But understand that it doesn't take very much for me to start to do things that you could be proud of very quickly. As I've said, I intend to grow a garden and put on solar panels. I actually think going through that process publicly, people have, I don't know a fucking person that has built a garden by hand and not tried to commercialize the fuck out of that, by the way. I just want to keep pointing that out. Right? I'm not trying to do everything for fucking money, but I'm saying, like, having the funds to complete those projects as a result of the work that you do, right? You see the work reward, sort of like that. There's no nefarious shit. I'm not like buying drugs or alcohol or cigarettes or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know, because there's gonna be money involved. There's numbers involved. Okay? That said, let's move on to the fucking news. So what I do, because I'm cut the cable, okay? I would advise, if you're really looking for it, I would advise Reddit's got a subreddit called Something Is Wrong 2024. I think that a lot of the content that you're going to see, for the record, in our subreddit, a lot of the content that we're going to talk here about the data as a result, as a component of this election that cannot be ignored. A lot of the links are going to come from that subreddit. But I also look at world news in general, politics, world politics. And so our sort of interaction here is sort of conversational for the most part. Obviously, I have two different platforms that I'm trying to like engage with, kind of. But you have to understand 90 minutes goes by quick, fast, in a fucking hurry. Okay? As far as the government shutdown, I think that the Democrats are calling Elon Musk President Musk, and I can imagine that changes before the end of the day. Because I'm thinking about how Donald Trump is a fourth grader. So if you asked me, what do I think about this looming government shutdown, and I would respond with, well, the Democrats are just calling Elon Musk President Musk at this point. How do you think Donald J. Trump handles that? Right? Do you think he looks at that situation and he's like, yeah, I want to keep doing that? Or do you think, like, I bet you that they already agreed to that and backed out of it like a bunch of jerks, right? We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm just telling you what the play was. The play was Democrats responded by calling Elon Musk the president. Jeff said, if anyone dies as a result of your thugs action, you'll be held accountable. Yeah. So he did. Hakeem Jeffries did say, like, Whatever happens, you're accountable for that. Yeah. Because I understand, like, I would hate to not get my benefits on January 1st. That's kind of sudden to lose your benefits. But as I've said, here's what I know. And I've said this before. I've said this before. If within 1 week and I'm not talking about myself. So keep that in mind. Within 1 week of collapse of social services, say like veterans benefits and shit, the death toll would be so high. The unalive toll. I'm just talking about what happens when people don't get their benefits. And that's what they're promising to do, and that's what I've been saying this whole time. That we know why they're doing that. Those that have been in my YouTube live for the last week, we know exactly why Elon Musk is doing this. And if you've been watching my content on TikTok, you also know exactly why Elon Musk is trying to shut down the government. And you know why? It's because he thinks if I keep them from getting paid, they will stop working against me. Do you understand? They think that if they can shut the government down by Friday, that the report can't come out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Remember how I told you tomorrow on December 20th, all of the related agencies, for the record, what makes Executive Order 13848, so that's something we talk about like every day. So one of the things that we've discovered is one of the greatest things about all this is that, yeah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, one of the things we figured out about all this is that Donnie did this all to himself. Okay? So when this all comes to pass, I just want to make sure that you know, okay? In September 12th of 2018, Donald Trump signed Executive Order 13848, and he thought he was going to get Joe Biden in 2020 with it. What do you bet? Okay? So for everybody wondering, right? For everybody wondering, let me get over here to my live and get the links in there. Okay? Here's that. Okay? What was that? Justice.gov. Here's this. Okay? Okay? No. What? Copy. Paste. Sorry. I'm losing my mind. It won't let me. Huh. Copy. I quit. What happens if I do it over here? Okay, okay. So it was going. It's just for some reason it's not going in here. Oh, now it is. Okay, it worked. Got it over in Reddit. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I was trying to, for some reason it wouldn't let me paste. So. Oh, it's asking for approval to post it. Oh, noted. So yeah. So what I just put is this is where our head's at. Okay. So for everyone else, before we knew about this information, this might have been about a week ago actually, where DW asked, what would they do if 10,000 college-educated people show up to protest the certification of the votes? Unnecessary. Okay. Let's see what else. Essential positions stay open during shutdown. Okay. Okay. So, what happened was in September of 2018, Donald Trump signed Executive Order 13848, which basically makes all relevant agencies do a investigation of the election to determine election interference, and they all have to submit a report to the director of the Department of National Intelligence, okay, by tomorrow. So for those of you that are all doom and gloom, like what in the world is happening, understand that Donald Trump did this shit to himself. Executive Order 13-848 also gives them an additional 75 days after tomorrow to figure it all out. So I expect, for the record, NATO Article 4, Article 5, wartime powers, martial law, shit like that. A suspension of the current administration while an investigation occurs to determine the outcome of this election. And I would ask you all for a great deal of patience, and that you understand that the hands of justice move slowly, and that I still have faith in the justice system. And I think that you got to understand there's a difference between words and actions. And a lot of people get really upset and incensed about what's going on around them. And you know, today, you know, we kind of talked about one of my supporters that said, "Hey man, you know, you're in the military. Talk to us about how do we maintain our composure." Okay. And one of the things that you learn is that you have to control what you can control. And you can't let things that you have absolutely no say in, you can't let those affect you, because it'll drive you into the ground. It'll make it very, very difficult for you to trust institutions when you get so wrapped up in what these motherfuckers are saying. It's not what they're doing. It's what they're saying. And I want to make sure that you understand that this does not mean that I'm backing off Elon Musk and Donald Trump having committed treason. That's not what I'm not saying. What I'm saying is people are getting very upset about words. And it's like crime's already been committed. Okay? The Electoral College certified this election. The crime's been committed. Now an investigation is closing. So right today, okay? So those reports got to be wrapping up today, being kind of dovetailed tomorrow to end, to kind of finalize it tomorrow morning before you turn it in. Do it noon, right? Like I got a big meeting tomorrow at 11:30. I got a bunch of paperwork I got to do and shit. Okay? So DW asked, when will the public be made aware of the situation? Well, understand that it's a matter of national and international security. So one of the things that keeps coming up is people are like, what about me? Right? And they say stuff like, I need to know. I need to know what's going on. And the hard reality is that you fucking don't. It's a matter of national and international security. I'm here to help de-escalate. So my entire purpose for being here is that I at one point had a clearance. At one point was on active duty. For over a decade, I worked in armed and unarmed security. I worked for 5 years for a company that installed security systems. So I would argue, outside of a motherfucking cop, the only person that you've ever met in your life with my level of, and my entire family is also law enforcement. And I'm not talking about local police. I'm talking about my Uncle Frank was the first canine officer in the motherfucking state of Indiana, and I went to Arthur's fucking funeral, and there were 3,500 motherfucking people there. And his son, Scott, worked for the DEA. And my Aunt Kathy was an FBI analyst, and her husband was a detective for Detroit PD. So like I said, my entire family's fucking law enforcement, and I have a whole bunch of fucking experience in security. So I'm not breaking any fucking secrets to you. I'm not abusing a fucking clearance. But what I'm telling my followers is, here's the code of justice. Here I've been telling you the fucking Constitution's very rigid. Barry O got up there last fucking week, did he not? Got up there last fucking week, and what did he say? What did Barry O say? There is a political party in this country that is not playing by the rules. And we're going to have to fight about that. And what has to happen is at some point you got to realize the Department of Justice, who Donald Trump is threatening to get rid of, is at the end of a 45-day investigation into this election since November 5th. That ends tomorrow. So if you ever wondered why is Elon Musk trying to shut down the fucking government in the final hours, right? This was after we went to bed last night, right? SoCal guy said, "You still believe what Obama said?" If Elon didn't help Trump win with fraud, he wouldn't be acting like he bought the country. Exactly. And keep in mind, Donald Trump is not in power yet, and Elon Musk is using his power to influence votes about funding the government, leading into them being in power. And like I said, you understand that you can't stop people's benefits. They're dependent on those, and when those don't get paid, people die within a week. Because think about this. So many people on the first of every month, they get benefits that help them feed themselves and get their medication. So understand when, I forgot his name, Hakeem Jeffries is saying Republicans own 100% of the destruction as a result of this bill not passing, the government not being funded, essential services being the only ones remaining, and a bunch of people losing out on their benefits, and my mortgage being late, for example. Right? Six other countries won't get paid either. Somebody asked about my opinion on the Biden interview with Midas Touch. It's great for Midas Touch. Joe Biden has a media team that has their pulse on where he needs to be. 124 people in our TikTok live. I can't possibly keep up. Just so you all know, I love you. It's already out of control. I do what I can. I've given you information how you can follow me. Okay. Donna Bazell said they're not stopping those benefits. Stop spreading lies. I don't know what you thought a government shutdown was going to do, and what it was. And the thing about it is, I'm not even interested in continuing that conversation. Yeah, like I'm not even following. I don't even care about that conversation. It's silly. I shouldn't even have said anything. On TikTok, tap the screen a bunch. Like every time I say something and you're like, "Oh my god, I love it." Tap the screen. I'm really sad that I didn't get to sit here and talk with y'all for the last week and participate in all their contests, cuz I think we would have won. We're doing so good. There's 142 people in here on TikTok live. How many people is on YouTube? 12 people on YouTube. Okay, so there's basically 150 people in here. So listen, go make sure that you get 8 hours of sleep a night. Make sure that you drink water. Make sure that you exercise and eat right. Okay? I am trying to maintain a girlish figure. So I eat a Bop Tart for breakfast. And I know I'm on TikTok, and this is not an ad. This ain't an ad. It's just I grew up on Pop Tarts. And I started making content on TikTok and got sucked into buying black-owned pastry Pop Tarts. That's what I eat for breakfast now. And then, believe it, I got sucked into the noodles for lunch thing. Where last week it was the instant pho. And this week I got the Momofuku shit was on sale. And so it's like less than, I think it's a little over $1 a meal this week for me. Okay? For everybody wondering. And then we get HelloFresh, and I cook my wife and I dinner when she gets home. So a lot of people have asked me, yeah, it's fucking good. I had the twisty tangy noodles today, and I text my wife, and I was like, "These things are delicious, but you ain't fucking with this. Like, this is not. My wife is not eating that shit. No, 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 no. It's every time I buy anything, I have to like taste it and think like, is my wife gonna want to buy this? And if it's fucking spicy at all, not happening. So everybody's coming back around, wondering like, what the hell you been doing, man? Where you working, shit like that. So I'm in college for the third time, by the way. I'm in my last year of school at Purdue. I am currently, I'm not technically not unemployed. Just so everyone knows, I am an assistant football coach. I'm an assistant football coach for a high school football program on the northwest side of Indianapolis. It's a private Christian school. Okay, I'm trying to finish a bachelor's degree in data analytics from Purdue, and I'm trying to in the next 2 years. I want to be like the head coach. I want to be a STEM teacher at the high school level in Indiana. I'm going to do Purdue for all of it for the next 2 years. It's transition to teaching. Okay, so that's going to happen. So you wondered what's ahead for me for the next 2 years? Sitting here with you while I'm in school for the next 2 years till I become a teacher. And I'm guessing somewhere between now and then, I'm going to start teaching. Okay? Somebody said I look like Jason Kelsey. That is excellent for me. Okay? My cousin Paul Michael in the TikTok chat said, "Good luck, man. This is Paul Michael. Hey, brother, we got 140 people in here trying to change the world." So, just so y'all know, people have been asking me, like, can we throw you money? I put a Patreon up and I kept it simple, stupid. Okay, 20, 50, or $100 a month. I'm not promising you anything, but understand you pay me and the workload increases. My goals are simple. I'm going to establish the American Socialist Party. I'm going to grow a garden. I'm going to put solar panels up. I'm going to involve you in that process. I'm going to be very transparent about the money. Savvy? I'm going to become a STEM teacher at the high school level. I want to coach football. I want to coach basketball. I want to coach track and field. I want to see especially kids from the inner city that never had like someone like me in their life. Someone that is hyper intelligent that could really work anywhere. Could really work anywhere. Could really do it for any amount of money. Right? And instead, I'm going to work at IPS. I'm going to go to some school that's underfunded that nobody wants their kids to go to. These are the kids God forgot. And you're choking up sitting there listening to me because you're like, this motherfucker's really going to do it. I already been doing that. I've been doing that. So before you fucking waste the goddamn tear for me, nobody fucking showed up. I started coaching fucking high school football at Purdue Polytechnic High School, which is a public fucking charter school, and nobody fucking showed up. So when you ask like why do especially football coaches become real closed off to people? I'll tell you. And before I ever coached a down of football, somebody told me. His name is Harrison Bernstein. He coached for the Ravens, the Redskins, the Browns. Coaching's a lonely fucking road. Ask me how I know. So like I said, now I started making TikToks the 21st of October. So if you'll understand, that was around the time frame of that Klan rally at Madison Square Garden. So racism is what brought me to you. The reason you're looking at me right now is because, and we've talked about this recently, so I know my YouTube's probably like, am I having fucking deja vu? Probably. Um, for a year, I actually worked at a comedy club, an A-list comedy club here in Indianapolis, Indiana, called Morty's Comedy Club. And what's interesting about that is behind the bar where I worked was a speaker, and I could actually hear all of the comedians going up on open mic night, is specifically what I'm talking about, for a year. And I got to hear comedians go up there. And one of the things I always speak about is people having an ego and going up every week and doing the same 6 minutes and you being kind of laughing. I don't have an ego about it. I'm not funny, for me, for example. So the 5 or 6 times I've been up, I wrote 6 different sets of material because I had no idea what was going to hit. I, I actually think I approached it perfectly. I couldn't have anticipated my depth of knowledge of the game. I've always felt like the moment you feel like you know something, you have to acknowledge you don't know anything, baby girl. Open a book, okay? So people have been asking me like, who are your fucking favorite comedians? My favorite comedian of all time is Bill Hicks. Okay. See, Nancy in our chat did what only white women can do. And that is go into somewhere beautiful like a museum and complain about the smell of the pine saw they used to mop the floor with. And ask me about my language. And I just want to point out that my dad was in the Navy and he made it through buds. Do you understand? My cousin's now messaging me on Facebook. My cousin is a fucking famous musician. I just want to point this out. This is how life really works. I just want you to point this out, okay? My cousin is a famous musician. His name is Paul Michael Bear. He's a goddamn brilliant. He's brilliant, period. He's beautiful, but he's also a fucking brilliant musician. It's hilarious to me that he was in my TikTok chat. Dakota, thank you, baby. Um, so he messaged me out here like, yo, it's Paul Michael. And he just messaged me on Facebook, and I just saw the message. And he's like, yo, this is Paul Michael. I'm like, I know, I'm talking about you. I do. So anyway, that's my cousin. He's a famous musician. I think he works for, last I heard, he was working for Sony in California. Yeah. No, 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 no. So have you ever heard stories of Navy SEALs, specifically buds? Do you understand like ringing the bell, the like giving up? So the day you get selected at the end of buds, there's still a moment where you can ring the bell. And my dad found out my mom was pregnant and rang the bell, rang the bell, didn't extend his time in the Navy, and got out of the Navy. That's what I was told as a kid. Anyway, okay. As a result, yeah. So my dad took me to uh 13 Mile Pier, where the seals run on the beach and shit, and got to got to shake a bunch of people's hands that were Navy SEALs that were going through as recruits when my dad was going through buds, that were now leading the school, and they were like, your dad was a badass athlete, and my dad, for the record, piece of shit human, hate that guy. Like, you fucking kidding me? But like, incredible athlete, brilliant goddamn air traffic controller, too. For the record, if you know anyone that's an air traffic controller, you can let them know the reason that their job exists is because toward the end of my dad's career as an air traffic controller, they sent him to fucking New Jersey for a year, and they ran tests on him, and he had to run a complicated system. And they determined after 12 months that the air traffic control program could continue indefinitely because my dad proved beyond a shadow of a doubt. FYI, one of my mods said she's kicked a dozen people just looking at their profiles and their comments. Like, we didn't even address it. But yeah, and then in addition to Daddy-O being in the Navy, I was in the Marine Corps infantry. So one of the things that you're going to get out of me is an actual human being that, again, I use vulgarity like you use Dijon mustard. I'm just slathering it on because that's how I like it. And if that's not how you like it, I'm not for you. Good to go? Some people like Dijon, some people do not like Dijon. And if you can't handle the way I curse, do you think like a high school kid is going to be better or worse motivated if I cuss or not? Let's ask the audience. I can promise you, if you're good at using cuss words, you motivate the shit out of me. So lie to me and tell me that if you use the curse words at the right time, it's like gasoline. Right? Like when people don't curse, it feels like forced. I might as well just be reading. With the dates though? Just for everyone on here. Did what? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, always speak colorfully. And I understand that when I'm a teacher on the clock at school, and once I actually become a teacher, uh, I think that you have to be able to sit down with the parents and the kids and come to an understanding. You understand? Like, hey, I could completely water down my content and not cuss at all and try to be really kid friendly. But I don't really want kids here. You know what I mean? I don't really want under 18 in here, right? I would prefer if a kid that's not 18 years old not really be in here. So if I'm telling my audience that my content is not meant for under 18, it's just that TikTok is my content has to be kid friendly. Okay? So understand that one of the things I can get away with kid friendly is cussing. And that should be enough to put enough of the audience off that isn't meant to hear this, right? Like Nancy. Nancy was not meant for this message. Okay? Because Nancy needs a sterilized, middle of the road, acceptable for everyone message, and I'm just not very good at that. What you're gonna get is me being myself at all times. Okay, but yeah, I'm going back to school to be a STEM teacher, and that just means I can teach multiple subjects. So science, technology, engineering, and math. Generally, what you're teaching when you're a STEM teacher are your sciences, your IT classes, your math classes, your physics classes, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff. Um, because what and to be honest with you, I could really teach any subject. I think, uh, and I don't mind change. Um, May Anderson said, I heard a rumor actually when I was still on Twitter that DJT was going to be arrested at that lunch, but that was based on rumor, not anything backed up. So keep in mind. And I want to talk about, um, yeah, be careful. Be careful with your comments. One of the things I would encourage you to do is once you've sort of established, uh, so you read a comment from someone and it's fishy. Your best bet is that your instincts are correct and just go ahead and snap it off. Just block them. And I would tell my mods that too. Like if you smell something fishy, get it out of there. Okay. Yeah. So Lucy in the Sky on TikTok. And again, keep in mind my content's aimed at de-escalation. So understand, I'm looking at my YouTube. I'm looking at you on TikTok. I want you to understand. I can't tell you everything I know. Do you understand? There's not enough hours in the day. Okay? Okay? The people that voted in the electoral college were told not to leave the country until the end of January, I think. So somebody said I think they're gonna go public this weekend. Yeah, so I've been telling you. Got to remember we're back off a 7 day ban. Okay, so we got banned for 7 days here on TikTok live. In the last 7 days, we've been going live on YouTube. Okay, so in addition to the hundred fucking people in our TikTok live, as high as like 150. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. Obviously, you like the content I'm putting out, but I've been telling my live, my YouTube, hey, um, I think the 23rd is a good day. Um, Here's why. In one of her speeches, Kamala Harris said, and I'm quoting this, "Only when it's darkest will you truly see the stars." Okay? So think about that. Only when it's darkest will you truly see the stars. And ask yourself, does that sound like nothing to you? Or does that sound like an allusion to sometime after the winter solstice, which is December 21st? Because you have to know, since September 12th of 2018, Kamala Harris, who was then, wasn't she a member of the National Intelligence Committee at that point? She had to know that Executive Order 13848, Donald Trump signed that into existence. She had to know that, right? And so, sure, sure. See you. I'll see you after the holidays, which I think means I'll still be yeah. December 21st is the darkest day. Only when it's darkest will you truly see the stars. And what I'd said was, before today, things changed. So there's those of you that are like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave. He said this shit before." Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Things change, dreams change. Okay, so things happened. Okay, things changed. Yesterday or last night, I think it was like when I was in bed, Elon Musk tweeted out 70 times last night to kill this appropriation bill. That I think it was an appropriation bill. I think it was an amendment to the budget that they were trying to pass, that they had bipartisan support for. I could be wrong and just using words that I know. And I want to be caught when I do that. I could be fucking wrong. Maybe they're just trying to pass the budget, the House budget. I don't fucking know. But Republicans had agreed to it. Okay, they backed out late. Mike Johnson backed out at the behest of Elon Musk. Yeah. And I ask everyone, why would Elon do that? And I would immediately tell you that because he doesn't know how our government works. He didn't go to high school in the United States in public school and have to take US government. So if you sat in a US government class and you thought it was the most interesting fucking class you've ever taken in your life, and someone didn't teach you, man, the Constitution is very rigid. It does not have a lot of flexibility in it. Those words, those words. Sorry, hold on. Okay? Those words are etched in stone as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jilly, the thing about that is that's true. That's true as it sits. Okay? It's true already. Okay? That less than 24% of the US population voted for Donald Trump. May said you ain't the only one thinks it's the last ditch. Well, I don't know what else you'd call it other than exactly what it is. Right? Exactly what Elon Musk is trying to do is he thought this was a last ditch effort. He thought everybody's just going to go home for the holidays and drop all these investigations and wait until Donald Trump gets inaugurated, or you know what I mean, until January 6th, January 20th. Then you can get paid once you give me my um Infinity Stone, Infinity Gauntlet. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, I'd been saying all along that I expect something to happen on the 23rd. That somebody's going to come into the office after having been we're home all weekend drinking fucking wine and just going through all these reports, and you're talking like president, vice president, director of the Department of National Security, all the secretaries. So that's Secretary of Defense, Secretary of War, Secretary of Commerce, Secretary, you know what I mean? All these secretaries are going to spend all weekend looking at all these reports, and they're putting their own report together. And then I'm guessing Monday morning, someone hits blindside.exe, and all of a sudden, all those reports are public now. And so what's going to happen is now DOJ is like, oh shit, they had to have a plan, knowing somebody's going to leak these reports. You know it's coming. If my opinion, distrust of government's at an all-time high. In my opinion, all that information's got to be made public and charges got to follow. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. If that doesn't happen, if they allow the shutdown of the government, if people's benefits aren't timely, I would argue the Republicans backing out of this deal is, and again, I'm throwing around like heavyweight punches. This is where we get banned on TikTok. I think that Elon Musk using his money power to influence this vote, it constitutes a crime against humanity if it goes through and benefits get taken from people on the first and people starve to death, or their medicine isn't timely and they get sick and die. Every one of them deaths. And here's the thing, all along I've been saying, one of the things that came out after the election or before the election was that a report came out that Donald Trump was responsible for 750,000 COVID deaths. That his mismanagement of COVID-19 caused 750,000 people to die. And I've been saying for a while now. Sorry to block someone, send a message. But yeah. So yeah, so this is so what I was sorry, got distracted. I'm trying to rein it back in. Um yeah, got a couple. Land a plane. But yeah, Miss Monique said land plane, that's funny. Um 100%, I'm 100% sure Elon Musk does not understand how our government works, and he thinks that the shutdown affects the timeliness of that report. And I'd argue that it actually bumped it up a little bit. So what I'm getting at is people that were gonna thinking about releasing this information on Monday, give it a weekend, give it a little build up, where like if you know about EO 13848, you're getting kind of fucking nervous, a little itchy, like come on, I need something. I thought the 23rd, and I was just trying to be reasonable. Remember, I'm de-escalation all day, trying not to make promises I can't keep, right? Like there's gonna be times when I say stuff and it's like how could I fucking known that they weren't gonna make good on their promises? You know what I mean? So I think that what Elon Musk did last night. Miss Monique said, "What can we do? Teach us about stopping them." So obviously, I would tell you to call your state representatives and lay your concern about Elon Musk on them, and let them know that I did not vote for Elon Musk. I don't expect him to impact your vote, and this is no matter where you live. He said, "Hey, bro, what is your problem, bro? Somebody come in with beef in my comments." Okay. Um, but yeah. So I had been trying to be reasonable and just say, hey, the 23rd, okay? And so with Elon Musk losing his mind last night, I think now that pushes that up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if stuff was released tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if it was slow leaked all weekend. I would not be fucking surprised if arrests were made. I would not be surprised if by Christmas, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, David Sachs, Chuck Grassley, that lawyer Von Trovsky, Don Palmer, Charlie Kirk, Tyler Bowyer, I think that's his name. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. That was a whole fucking slew of people though. But all those people could get dropped. Charges filed, them get arrested, stuff like that. So, for the record, I've got birdies. I've got people feeding me information. I'm gonna tell you something that should make you mad. Actually, bros, I've one of the things that I don't like is I don't like people trying to take users off of my page. I've been using the hashtag EO13848 on TikTok, and you can just watch my TikToks about Executive Order 13848. I don't like it when people come into my chat and you don't know me. We've never interacted before, and you're giving links away to somebody else's page talking about stuff I've been talking about. That kind of incenses me. That makes me upset. Where I'm like, I don't care if we don't know each other. I don't give a shit. You should watch my content before you try to tell people to go watch somebody else's shit. I would be careful about coming around me and mistreating me. I'm one of those people. I'm prickly, savvy, and I'm already getting to the point where I'm gonna start using that. One of the things I haven't done yet is start using the fucking @ sign. Okay? And there's some people on here that I haven't said anything yet, but some people on here are biting my content. Good to go? So when you come into my chat and you try to tell people to go watch somebody else, hey, just so you know, that person that you was trying to get me to go watch, they've stolen my content and my concepts on several occasions. So they're watching me, and I'm watching them, and I ain't saying shit. Because when you aren't the one capable of this level of thought, you are going to steal this thought. Yep. So I'm just going to call it out. I'm just going to say it. I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm up before you. I'm on I'm on TikTok before you. I'm live before you. So I watch other people's content come out after me every day. Their cooked ass content. So like I said, I'll call them out. You bite my concepts when you're using sentences that only I could come up with that. Could have read that and come up with that thought, and you stole my individualistic thought on something and repeated it. I'm watching them like a hawk, and I don't say nothing. Eventually, my content will grow. I'll keep growing. My community will keep growing, and one day they'll come to me and they'll ask me for help, and I'll say, I remember when I was a creator and I wasn't getting paid shit, and none of my content was hitting. And instead of reaching out to me and saying, let's grow together, help me. I like what you're talking about, and I want to make that stuff too. And what is it? It's fair use. So I can't really do anything about it. You understand? Like any content that I put out, any words that I say, other people could just repeat that, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. But I can get upset about it and say that it incenses me when people come around that I haven't been around a bunch. Malcolm, when I was just on TT, but you blocked me. I don't know how that happens. I didn't block you. But yeah, Sherry Blondie says has to be a MAGA they steal. Well, one of the things that you're gonna be what I would be weary of with people that you don't know on TikTok, especially white cis males, is that you don't know if they were a MAGA at one point or not, or if they still are, or if they're like a recovering MAGA. That's one of the things that's always kind of incensed me about this whole ordeal is that I have a problem being close with people that haven't been off of Donald Trump before Donald Trump ever ran for office. So I don't. One of the things that I'll always have a problem. Tell us more about the fact you have information coming. Well, I just think I literally just dropped like an affidavit worth of names that I expect their bubbles to burst. Right? Um, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, David Sachs, the former COO of PayPal. Those are the big fish outside of like Putin, Bibi, Orban, the other world leaders. Okay, so outside of those three, and so below them would be like Don Palmer, the CEO of EAC.gov, and who's the other underling? Don Palmer, Chuck Grassley, and that lawyer Von Trovsky, I think is his last name. And then under them would be, Charlie Kirk. What he was doing was pretty illegal. With the churches being used to collect and count ballots and stuff. Yeah. Grassley. Grassley. Yeah. So I don't know about next. I don't know about order. But here's what that birdie did. So that birdie that gave me all those names. Oh, Charlie Kirk, Tyler Bowyer, that was the lower end of that totem pole. Okay. Um that last week they said Elon Musk is next. So like Tuesday, Wednesday of last week. Joanne is struggling in our TikTok chat. She's trying to type Grassley and has typed Grass Key about 4 or 5 times. Get it together. Get it together, autocorrect. I don't got time for you. Um, and Jessica said, distracted your original thought. Honey, One of the things that y'all will figure out real fucking fast is that I have PTSD, I have bipolar, I have ADHD, my brain is fucked up, I'm not on any medication. You have to take me funny. I have to be somebody that calms you, someone that you feel like you could bullshit with, somebody that I've already told you. Jessica said, I know you're all over the place. Oh, honey, I'm fucked up. But it's great. It's great. It's better than TV where they just fucking lie to you all day. At least I'm not gaslighting you and fucking lying to you. And being a misogynist. She's an educator, four small kids and a husband. Holy shit, Full House. You got a fucking fire team. Call that gifted. Okay. So yeah, we don't know who's next because I haven't been given that information, but I got told last week, Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe, that Elon Musk was next. And I just want to talk about how what has happened to Elon Musk in the last week is not allowed to happen to you or me. I just want to point this out. You want to talk about like a moment where you could just laugh and understand? You ain't never gonna be in this position. Okay? Elon Musk on Friday of last week publicly, they said SEC charges or pay us like 50 million. And then also radio silence since then. Let me tell you about shit that is never allowed to happen to you and I. Did you hear what I said? Pay us 50 million or you're going to get indicted for SEC charges and you ain't heard a word since. Huh? Then let's just talk about the last 48 hours. Excuse me. Elon Musk and SpaceX can no longer get the clearances that they need. Sorry for raising my voice. I love space. Elon Musk is in my space. Do you understand? Like, Elon Musk and SpaceX can no longer get the They can no longer get the clearances that they need to get the briefings that they need for space. So what am I scared of? Let's talk about what I'm scared of, right? Does everybody else have nightmares? I have nightmares. Yay! So the nightmares that I'm having have to do with the TikTok that I saw a few weeks ago. I'm going to keep talking about it. I saw this TikTok where it's this guy, he's wearing red, by the way, like me, and he's like, don't scroll away, I have something to tell you, and he shows you as a Tesla badge. And he's like, I'm an engineer. I think it was Texas. And he's like, I got to tell somebody, nobody will help us. I'm working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Elon Musk is building a robot, blah 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 factory. Like a assembly line for robots. And he's gonna build a robot army. And remember, this is all for entertainment purposes. But I am being for real. I saw a TikTok where the guy's like, they're building an army. And he's going to drop his AI that he's been working on in it. Neuralink. So Neuralink being fucking investigated. For the record, for me saying, like, I'm worried about. They said I wasn't moving my hands fast enough for TikTok. And they were going to time me out on TikTok. But yeah. So, Starlight Corner, my bad is your comment. Hello, I'd like to know you, Dakota girl. Hello, I'd like to know you better. Get it, Dakota. And then, oh, sorry, it was my bad. Didn't know we could tag. Give my money. SCB, give my money. Ghostface, I'm saying, like, you and I are not allowed to have that happen to us. Okay? You and I are never going to get threatened with SEC charges for getting indicted for securities fraud or pay us $50 million and then them not say anything. It just be crickets? Hell no. And then I want to keep pointing out, you keep seeing Elon Musk with his kid, and you understand that a federal agent's not arresting you while you have a child. You understand? Like, everybody's like, "Oh my God, why is Elon always suddenly interested in having his kid on him?" Because it ain't no Fed arresting your ass and making you put your child down. Mr. Elon, sir, can you put your child down so I could put you in handcuffs, sir? He has 20 guards with him now. Oh, hell yeah, he's paranoid, baby. He's paranoid, and all these billionaires are paranoid. Y'all saw Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel has used words in speeches that I've heard that I had to go look up. Like, he used what the fuck? And that was in one sentence. And I was like, God damn. And then he gets on national television and turns into a bumbling idiot when asked about how does he feel about the United Healthcare CEO getting dropped in broad daylight. Here's how I feel. They're shaking in them fucking boots, son. Trump Department of Justice to remove that child. Things that would also not work out for you and I ever is us using our fucking kids as a shield. Just letting you all know, they would run up on you and take that kid from you and then arrest you. Just so you and I know, okay? He said one of our Gigi said we need James Bond 007. Now, what's gonna happen is I think that Donald Trump and Elon Musk have been told to stay together. So keep in mind, I'm still keeping this until the mom to come get her kid. Even nah, no. Don't come in my don't don't come in my lives and try to hop on the mic. Okay, I don't know none of y'all like that. Good to go. There's like 113 people in here, right? But yeah, one of the things that I've been saying for a while, if you're listening to me on here, we got 11 in the YouTube live podcast. We got 106 people in here. What I foresee is a great deal of justice, right? I think that all those people that work for those three-letter agencies really want to keep their jobs, and they've all got a whole bunch of evidence of Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and a whole bunch of people they've corroborated with. You gotta keep in mind, 250 countries monitored our election. Deal struck, Pixie said. See, no government shutdown, and smoking the reefer. Nobody got that reference, and I'm going to lose my life, but it was worth it. So, told you. Told you. Told you. Yeah. 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 So yeah. Yeah. A little bit of a deal struck, a little bit of a cuz I'm sure what happened was the SEC reached out with a CPS agent on the line, and they said, let's just get this straight, Elon. Let's get this shit straight, Elon. You're using your child as a shield. I'm gonna send CPS and fucking take your kids. You'll never see him again. But that's before you go to prison. Okay? And before you have to come up off 50 million, I need you to make sure that that deal goes through. Now that you've clearly using your wealth to influence our politics, you can make that happen, or I can be where you are. And one of the reasons that they're trying to de-escalate with Mace, I don't think has been reported. Got any warnings yet? No. So far we're warning free. Okay? Been going for a little more than an hour. Glad to be back on TikTok live. Okay? If you're interested in following me, you can find me. I'm Likely Alien on Blue Sky. Okay? Likely Alien is also my Twitter handle. Likely Alien is basically my handle everywhere. Okay? It's on YouTube. Blue Sky. I'm not really on Twitter. Okay? By the way, we have 20,000 hearts. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that means 2 cents. And then what we've said, okay? Inspired said, sorry, I'm working today. Somebody said, appreciate it all work. Hey. Okay. My mods are the hardest working mods in the business. I see them working 100 miles an hour. Joanne asked, will they fly ground them and not let them fly all around? No. Here's why. It costs money. So as long as I can track him, I'm not worried where he ain't going nowhere. You got to understand that they realize they fucked up. You know how I know they know they're fucked? It already happened. They went to France. Right? They basically went to multiple countries looking for refuge. France, what is it, like France, Germany? Yeah. They went there to try to say, hey, if we need to escape, we want to come to Paris. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things I've been saying is I can't wait until Tesla and Twitter. Can you imagine how great Twitter would be? So hold on, I'm gonna let this go. Shelly had a question. She said, "Do you think we're waiting for a press release tomorrow?" No. You're more likely gonna get that Saturday or Monday. And I'm only telling you that because I'm trying to be reasonable. You understand? I'm not gonna be one of those people that you deal with every day that is I'm not trying to peak your fucking blood pressure all the goddamn time to make you like constantly on edge. So no, I don't expect anything tomorrow. I'm not getting up tomorrow and like, oh, today's the big fucking day. No. Kamala Harris said, only when it's darkest will you truly see the stars. And I think that she was looking ahead and she was like, how about we fuck them up on Saturday morning? How about we just ruin some cartoons? You know what I mean? Somebody is catching a body. You understand? Like, I've been saying people are going to get hurt, but it's not like what you think. I'm newer to YouTube lives too. I don't know. What's going on? So no government shutdown, smoking a fatty. Oh, for fucking sure. Shelly said everyone in my family thinks I'm nuts for believing in a Hail Mary. Here, let me give you some facts that's gonna help you. Okay? Let me give you some facts. A few months ago, and hey, the reason I'm rehashing some shit, I'm talking to my YouTube. The reason I'm rehashing some shit is this is the first time we've been live in a week. I don't know what it fucking means. I don't think it means anything. I have to start making YouTube shorts. So I gotta start doing 1-issue videos that are 3 minutes long, or maybe 2 issues in 3 minutes. Deal has not been brought to the floor. It's okay. It's okay. A few months ago, a social media company does an audit of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Okay? And finds that 90% of their followings are fake, are bots. So understand, Donald Trump and Elon Musk are not nearly as popular as they think. Okay? And Joe Biden said today, not that many people voted for Donald Trump. Not that many people. And I agree with that. I actually think considerably less than it appears voted for him. And I think we're going to find out. I think because of Executive Order 13848, and there's also a document prosecuting election crimes that I put in the chat. It gives all those agencies the ability to charge them, and it's DOJ. And it's almost like all those agencies are either complicit with a complete Russian takeover of American politics, or they're all going to throw the book at them. Like, what? What are we even talking about? In a 5-day period, Elon Musk got threatened with being indicted for securities fraud by the SEC. If he doesn't pay $50 million, he can't get clearances. Neuralink's being investigated because, again, I said he was going to build a robot army and drop his fucking AI in it. Didn't I fucking tell you that? And then his shit is fucking come out with Neuralink. Ha ha ha! I told you. I think you know what's. Oh, also, I was talking about what gives me nightmares. So there's the robots thing, and then also, did you know that the Earth is completely covered in satellites? Did you know? Did you know that? That Starlink covers the Earth in satellites. And the reason that they're going real easy with Elon Musk is what's to keep him from weaponizing those. Do you get it? What's him to keep from just turning off the power and letting them all just fall to Earth? Like 6,000 fucking satellites. Do you understand now? People are like, why don't they put him on house arrest? And it's like, no. No. If he is as evil as I think he is, dude, Elon Musk, Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump, like these are the most dangerous people on the planet. Potentially. Like our lives are at risk if they get in power. And they're not even in power yet. But again, I've been saying this is part of our deprogramming. Okay? So one thing that you have to understand is that people that are still team Donald Trump, the people that are still Donald Trump supporters, they've been brainwashed. And when you look up how do you combat brainwashing, the two most like obvious ways to combat it are to isolate the person that's brainwashed. You know how like coming after the election, the word coming down was to block MAGA, right? And we've taken it to heart, right? And then also you got to make the people that voted for him feel the weight of their decisions, right? And so what has happened since Donald Trump become president? The stock market's starting to be affected. Fucking companies are making layoffs. I'm hearing a bunch of people aren't getting raises. So all those people that like incidentally voted for Donald Trump because they just kind of fell for some shit, they are being deprogrammed. They're realizing like what I voted for is not popular. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, all them people, they're expecting that shit too. They're going that shit too. Looking at the chat. Yeah, imagine Biden finally rids Putin of all his glory. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said Frozen. Just heard a lady here say a company said no more holidays. Oh my god. So like I said, it's the haves versus the have-nots. This is a class war. Luigi Mangione started a revolution. It's not comfortable. It's you're not gonna be happy. I'm just letting you know. But I mean, it's on your fucking doorstep. On your fucking doorstep. Again, I don't think. I'm still like. Jamie Raskin said in an interview before the election, if the voters aren't going to do it, we're just going to do it on January 6th. We're just going to tell him he's not eligible for office. He said that. So I'm expecting, and he's also trying to go for a leadership position within the. What, Jamie Raskin? Somebody said don't say that name. Yeah, well, every president's had a shutdown. So for the record, Modern day Robin Hood. Don't say that name. Yeah, for the record, I think I have a feeling that what I'm doing here has cost me a job, by the way. So, uh, I think they're supporting my content, but I was supposed to start a job on January 1st as a Goosehead agent, and they ghosted me. And I'm like friends with them on Facebook. So it's like wild. You know what I mean? Like you want to say something, but I did. I texted her, I messaged her, and was like, "Hey, supposed to start on January 1st. I got my licenses, like whatever training you need done, I'm ready to do that." And she just ghosted me. And I'm like, "Huh." Because I was posting publicly that, I was looking for a job, I was gonna be a teacher and a coach and shit like that. But I hadn't told her like I don't need the job. What's Goosehead? Goosehead is so imagine you're going to help someone with their insurance, and instead of working with just one company and their one company's plans, you work with like 100 different companies. And you can see what they all charge and what their benefits are and compare them side by side and help them make an informed decision. It's a really good opportunity. But I can see where my content is divisive. And if you're just starting a business, I mean, I do live in Indiana. Um, and I'm not saying that to try to get like money out of you. I just want to make sure I said it out loud at some point because people are gonna ask, like, didn't you have this opportunity coming up? Yeah, actually, it was supposed to start October 1st, actually, with farmers. And farmers executives shuffled and their agreement changed. And she was like, I decided I'm just going to go a different direction. I'm going to do Goosehead. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, I've wanted to start my own Goosehead agency because, I want to work in insurance. I like helping people with that kind of stuff. Filling the forms out right and shit like that. Making sure your insurance is tight. I like that shit. It's good. It's good money if you're good at it. You get good customers out of it. You kind of got to be involved in the community. So like, I could be a football coach and be an insurance agent. It's not fucking hard, right? Um, but yeah, she ghosted me, and I don't want to press it because what if she's just been busy? But it's getting kind of fucking crunch time. You know what I mean? And I was somebody I worked with, so start your own low over it if you have the knowledge. Yeah, like I said, you just gotta. I think you gotta have a bunch of money to get a goose head. But yeah, I've worked in healthcare. We've done all that, so I gotta find something to do. I think otherwise looking for a job at a school. But again, I'm just getting that out there because I know people have been asking like, "What are you doing for a living?" and over again, like, "What do you do for a living?" Okay. Um, Hanging out with you all. Zelensky calls Putin a dumbass. Nice, nice. Just kind of refreshing. So, Jessica Lynn. Jessica, is that what it is? Jessica Marlin. Jessica, yeah. Um, I applied at IPS and I never heard back. Um, I applied at Western High School. And there's some schools close to me I thought about applying to. Um, I don't know. Who knows what the future holds, man? It's wild. It's wild. somebody looking for engagement, you review the case report. If it's, hey, resume's gonna be tweaked, dude. Yeah. Well, so I'll show you. I don't know. I don't know if I can upload a file. I got a meeting with VR&E, and they have a resume, a template, and I don't know, man. I feel like that's old, you know. And it sucks being in this position where you're like asking for help, and like I thought that I had a feeling like VR&E like paid for school and like whatever. It turns out it's like the same thing when you try to get unemployment. Like they're gonna get you in front of work one and like help you with your resume and shit and get you applying for shit. And it's just like, yeah. So that's why I was asking for help, you know? Like I have a template. Yeah. Yeah. I have a template. I'll just post it in the Discord. So I could just upload a document to Discord. Um yeah, I'll just do that. So I'll just take what I have and just upload it so you can see it. So saved resume template. And again, that's not mine. So understand the stuff on there that is mine is like my education and my name and stuff. But all the other shit is okay. Just so I can get it off my head because I'm thinking about it and I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like I have to do this fucking resume and I looked at it and I was just like, what the fuck? This feels old. So anyway, so I can get back what I'm doing. But yeah. And again, Luigi Mangione faces federal charges including stalking and murder. I would see what I'd sent here. I'll show you what I'd sent. I actually sent a letter of interest. Okay. So I'll let you look at this too. Okay. So I sent this is what I sent to whose name again? Whose name again? Oh, I'm like, why do I care? Oh, okay. Now I get it. Never mind. That's what I sent to Western High School. Okay, where I told them like my wife and I have talked about like if we're ever gonna do anything, okay, we would have to sell our house, right? Likely, right? So I've known that if I want to do what I want to do, I'm probably gonna have to sell my house and move. Lowell, Indiana is like over 3 hours away. So for sure would take the job in a fucking heartbeat, but it's like over 3 hours away. I would have to sell my house and move, which again is what my wife and I had kind of talked about doing. She wants a farm. Um, I want to coach fucking football, and eventually, once you do so well, I want to coach at the next level. I want to be an NFL head coach. And again, it's because I think I have a unique mindset. Like, imagine being an NFL head coach, and I'm an atheist, socialist, Marine Corps veteran, right? I actually played football after high school. I played football while I was on active duty. I came home and played in a flag football league that played in Lucas Oil Stadium where the Colts play when that first opened. I've also been coaching high school football for a while. So like I have tons of time with and I was a Vox Media employee covering the Indianapolis Colts for 6 seasons. One of my comments, a white man with sunglasses on, said, you look cold all wrapped up like that. Why do you have the fan running? So that the air doesn't get stagnant. Yeah. and it dust. Group of Chicago suburbs, relatives in Milford. So, like I said, it depends on the opportunity. You know what I mean? I'd prefer to go to like a blue state, right? Mount High School. Yep, Lowell High School. hmm And I think a school very close to me is also looking for a new head coach and a gym teacher. His profile is legit. What do you mean? Whose profile is legit? Bad time to get hired for a school typically though. Yeah. So we'll see. I'll apply. I'll apply for. See, I don't know. Like, should I be applying for jobs? Like, should I be applying? Like, I'm not. I don't have a bachelor's degree or an education cert, right? So, like, do I need to wait to apply for these jobs, or should I be trying to get on now? She said, "Lol is red." I know that's part of the reason, Mal. I haven't applied. Do check tech. Somebody said do tech jobs. I mean, I'm getting a degree from data analytics in Purdue, and I figure I'm getting straight A's. I figure somebody's gonna come along and be like, I've been a fan of yours for a while, and I work for this company, and we need really fucking smart people like you to help drive our business. We need someone to put together a data governance council. We've been reviewing the United Nations and IBM's data governance councils. We really think that if we're going to take a step forward as a business, it's going to be if we have somebody that is able to represent at the executive level a data governance council as like the data governance manager, right? So that's what I'm going to school for. Massive dollars if I don't just become a teacher. So, like I said, a lot of people. I would love to have the fucking money to just walk into an interview at a school and be like, I make $250,000 a year in tech. I want to be the football coach, right? I would love that. Would be fucking awesome to be able to invest the money that I make from my job into a program, but I don't have that, right? So that's why I'm here with y'all. Um, I just want to be transparent at all points. Like, tell people what you're going through. You're getting past 90 minutes. Hell yeah, we're past 90 minutes. Okay. You still think that Trump won't be elected? He has not been elected. I do not fuck with crypto. Mm-mm. Nope. Already got scammed doing that shit. And I've had nothing but people not listen to me. I told someone that bought crypto at 24 to sell at 100 and they didn't listen. So I'm not fucking with crypto. It's it's a scam. So hey, we made it through our live. Okay. Made it through our live without getting banned. 63 people in here. I remember hey, get 8 hours of sleep. Drink water, eat healthily, exercise. Take care of yourself. Okay? We'll be live. I probably won't just hey, we need to talk about time frames and expectations and shit. Um Probably not gonna go 8:30 to 2:45. Okay? What I'll probably do is the 8:30 and then probably 12:30. Okay? Or maybe 1:30. Maybe 1:30. I'll let you know how I feel. Okay? But I want to make sure you confirm a shutdown deal went through. A government shutdown. House Republicans say they have deal to avert government shutdown. $39 minutes ago. Hey, and the thing about it is, I hope that my source is good. That's CNBC. Okay. I hope my sources are good. That's CNBC. Okay. Here's my Patreon. If you feel compelled to support me monthly, if you're like, this dude's awesome, he's gonna be live every day. I'm not gonna nickel and dime you to death. Okay? 20, 50, or $100 a month. Either I'm replacing your newspaper and your coffee, or your goddamn cable bill. Okay? I'm gonna be live every day, multiple times a day, talking about the news, things that have actually happened. Actually, for real, happened. So wait, how the hell are they backing off it now? What are you talking about? That's 40 minutes ago. Yeah, that was the last story 40 minutes ago. There is not a more recent story than CNBC saying Republicans they've secured a deal to avert government shutdown. I could promise you those people voting to shut down the government are getting phone calls from people that are their voicemail, your voicemail had to be shut off because people were calling in violent threats. Bet me money. Yeah. Bet me money. Okay? So yeah, people keep the reason people are gonna eventually be like, man, he started talking about getting paid. Yep, because what I realized was if I don't do it, somebody's gonna do it fraudulently, and they're gonna fucking hook, line, and sinker people I care about. So I have to make it very important that I don't really care about the money or about you giving me money, but I have to fucking tell you, right? So my PayPal at Likely Alien. Okay? Okay? If you feel so inclined. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay? There's no other ways that I'm aware. Okay? Just so you all know. If you ever have someone reach out to you and they're like, "Hey, it's Jared, I need your help." Okay? Quest. I don't want to do that. Sorry. I mean, at the whole point, should I, yes, I'm. Somebody told them. Somebody told them. Okay. Somebody told them a government shutdown's not going to do what you think it's going to do. it's just gonna make people really mad at you that are already mad at you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they were told y'all better come to the table today, resolve this today, or what Hakeem Jeffries did where he went to the podium and was like, the negative consequences are on Republicans. They negotiated this, they backed out of this. Like, understand that you don't want that to continue. You don't want that to continue. That would be real bad for a whole bunch of people. I'm not one of the things that you'll never catch me doing is supporting acts of violence, but you will catch me I can smell it in the air where there are a whole bunch of people that rely on those benefits that who have those federal government jobs, whose jobs are on the fucking line here, that are definitely going to be like, you know, I think we need to go protest the White House or whatever, or at their house. Okay. So I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to figure out this PayPal shit. I just want a link. Set up tipping. I just want like paypal.com, QR code. Okay. So you guys have a good rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay. Hey, we made it. I'm out of here. Right? We made it. 3,000 unique viewers.